Hey everyone, and welcome to my craft room. This is day 10 of my 12 days of Christmas projects challenge to myself. Thanks to everyone who's watching live or on replay and sticking with me through 12 days. I've got to say that this has been an absolutely wonderful challenge for me, even though I did it probably a month too late, because I've had to revisit a lot of Christmas cards, and I was getting a bit Christmas projects, and I was getting quite sick of Christmas projects, so it's been quite quite inspiring, get me back into the Christmas spirit. Today, and I was going to be doing lots of gift tag designs, but I was looking on Pinterest for something a little bit different, and I stumbled across this beautiful design from hey guys, hi Wendy, hey Sandy, thanks for joining me from New York State. I stumbled across this beautiful sort of shaker gift tag from a very talented Australian demonstrator called Karen Farquhar, and I thought I'd just have to give these a bit of a go, and if I can get them close enough to the camera, maybe with a darker background might be helpful. You can see she's made a little, well, I've made these, but based on Karen's design, I've made a really cute little shaker tag, and I'm using the die cuts out of the Snow Globe Scenes dies, which I have to admit I have absolutely ignored or neglected this Christmas season. There's just so much going on. So I think actually I've missed out on a great opportunity to have made some beautiful things. But anyway, there's always next Christmas. Anyway, so as you can see, I've made one here with the little church and the pine trees out of the die set, and I've popped some of the really cute little sequins and things from the suite as well. So I've got the little church with the pine trees, and this one here is very cute. I like this one. I've done this one with the little mummy and daddy and baby polar bear, with the pine trees behind as well. So that's two of the beautiful die cuts from that set. So I will just show you how I made those. They're a bit fiddly, so bear with me. You know, I'm challenged with bows and I'm challenged with sequins as well, so bear with me. It could be a bumpy ride, but I made these two and it wasn't too bad. I haven't got sequins everywhere yet. Anyway, so let's have a go. So I've changed Karen's design slightly over the couple that I've made. I've changed the way I've done it just with the technique, but I'll show you how I've made those. So what you basically need is a piece of cardstock that is, or this is white cardstock, you could use whatever you like, white cardstock that is 8.5 inches long and 2 inches wide, and you score it at halfway, so 4.25 inches. So that sort of folds over like that. So you can see that's going to form the basis of our little tag. So we pop that into our wonderful tag punch here. So with the end that opens up going in through there. Karen, when she did hers, she had two separate pieces of cardstock, and punched them separately, so I found it easier to keep everything together if they were actually joined at the bottom. So pop it in through our beautiful tag punch, and there you get your end there. Okay, so we want to make a window, and I'm going to have to ask you to forgive me here, because I'm going to have to go to my big shot over on my right here. This is a stitched rectangle, and as you can see, it fits in there pretty much perfectly with a nice 1/2 centimetre or 1/4 inch all the way around, because we are going to want to seal up the edges with tear and tape. So you need at least the width of your tear and tape around the edge there. So just bear with me for a minute. I'm going to pop this one into the big shot. Keep it as straight as I can. Bear with me for a second. After doing all these, I know I'm going to muck this last one up and have to do it again. No, that's okay. So because you're using two widths of cardstock, or 2 layers of cardstock. Probably put it through a couple of times, backwards and forwards, just to make sure you cut. And here we go. So we hope that's cut. Oh, hey Kay, thanks for sharing. And Kathy, good morning, how are you? Okay, so there we go. So that's cut, and you've got 2 little leftovers here. Actually, you can see I've got a few. So, you know, keep those. You know, nice sentiment can go there for the future, so there's no need to waste those. Okay, so now I've got my little folder. It's got a little window in it and a punch tag. So we can open it up, and as you can see, it can fit in there like that. Okay, so we'll just get rid of that one. So the last die cut from the set that I haven't used yet is this very majestic looking young deer. Or, oh yeah, he'd have to be young, I suppose, male deer. And I think he's going to fit just perfectly in there. Now, when I made the ones with the pine trees, so you see the ones I made previously with the pine trees, here, the pine trees from the set, the die, are slightly too wide, and I'll show you why in a minute. I mean, you need to be able to seal all the way around the edge, so you can't have anything that overlaps too far. Bear with me, we've got to close the door to my craft room. There's people appearing. It's 11:30, so my family have decided to get up. They're not early morning risers at the weekend. Yeah, so I had to trim these pine trees down so that they only just went past the edge of our stitched rectangle there. If you let them go too much further, you're not going to be able to seal your window sheet and your sequins will escape. So hopefully that makes sense when I get to it. I wonder whether I should cut another one. Well, here's one that I've cut out here. You can see from the silhouette of it. If you see that there, compare that to our window, you can see they come too far out. So basically be prepared to trim them so that you've got room on either side for your tear and tape there. Yeah, so that's my big hint there. So what I actually did was cut that last pine tree off and moved it in so it slightly overlapped. So I still ended up with my 3 pine trees, but one was a little bit closer so that it would seal properly. I hope that makes sense. Give it a try and see. Anyway, okay, so I don't have that problems with our young deer here, our young buck. He's going to fit pretty much perfectly. You can use your window as a bit of a guide. See there, he's going to fit pretty much perfectly without any trimming at all. Okay, so to make the shaker part of our tag, I've got 2 pieces of clear acetate. And if anyone's seen my hints how I make my clear acetate, because I'm basically very budget conscious when it comes to consumables, I basically have a laminating machine, and to make my acetate I just basically run laminating sheets empty through my laminator every time I'm doing some laminating for work or for my husband. I just put another couple through, and I've got nice fresh clear laminate, clear acetate to use. Yeah, so you know, that's my way of saving a little bit of money, because when you buy these laminating sheets you get like hundreds of them in a pack. Okay, so what I've done, the easiest way I found to do this is get your 2 sheets of acetate, and they are basically cut 2 inches wide, or maybe a tiny touch less, and about 3.5 inches long. So as you can see, if I bring that a little bit closer, it fits snugly all the way around there, like that. Okay, so what I found easy first is to actually attach down our pieces of laminate, or pieces of acetate first, so that we have a little folder to work with. So we'll go here. Hey Sue, thanks for joining me. So thankfully my tear and tape is pretty much exactly the width of, it's got some ribbon on it, might start fresh, exactly the width of my edges. So if we keep to the edges we should be fine. You won't be able to see any through the window. So just bear with me, I'm going to line that up as well as I can. So one there, and one there. So this is the part that's actually going to attach our acetate to our frame. You only really need to do the 2 edges on both sides. Oh, so I'll add that one. So I've taken off the and line up my acetate there, and on there. Oh, it's got a bit of ribbon stuck there. I'm going to see that through. No, I think we'll be right. And the same on the other side. So we have our two windows set up and ready to go. There. And yes, I am early today, Sue. My house is usually quiet till about this time on Sunday morning. So I usually try and pop on as early as I can. Hubby's at swimming. The kids are all, as I say, still in bed. So I've fed my dogs. My dogs are the only things that wake up early on every morning. So now that they're fed, the house is mine, so to speak. Okay, oh, forgive the top of my head there. Okay, so now we've got our our select folder with our two windows in there. So if you can see that, I've got to line it up with my camera. There we go. Okay, so now we can bring in our deer, and pop him in place here. So I'm just going to put him in position with a tiny bit of glue so he doesn't jiggle around. So just on his little base there. I found that this worked really well with the die cuts that had little bases. So, you know, that's why I treated the trees as a background, because they had a little base that you could attach other things to. And then they also formed a base for my polar bear family. So I'm going to pop my deer in there, and I want the bottom of his base just to be hidden by the bottom of the frame. So I've just got that slightly overlapped. There, he looks pretty straight there. So that's all really he needs, because you don't want to stick him too much all around. So now I'm going to put some more tearing tape in. So make sure you've got lots of tearing tape if you plan on making these. And this time I'm going to seal it on all four edges, because this is what's going to keep our sequins from escaping once we sandwich it all together. Okay, there, take that right to the edge, tear. And there, and they are quite large. I mean, you wouldn't have to make it like airtight, just as long as you know, we've got no holes that are any bigger than the smallest of the sequins. There we go. So I'm going to pop a few of the sequins in. So anyone who's seen me with bows knows that I am challenged with bows, and I'm also challenged with sequins. I tend to make a horrible, horrible mess. And challenged with lids. I can't get the lid off. Here we go. So yes, so anyone who sees my craft room after I've had a sequin explosion will know, and I blame that on not having daughters as well. Sequin seems to be things that little girls grow up with. My boys weren't really into them that much. So I've just put like a couple of dozen little sequins in there, little stars and snowdrops and things. And I'm just going to remove our tearing tape. Ooh, last one. Hopefully none of them have gone onto make sure none of them go onto the tearing tape as you move things around. Just close there's a wayward one. Close over your little sandwich and seal it. Oh, I've done it upside down. Oh, too late now. I've done it upside down. I've put my deer. He's going to be upside down. So it's an Aussie Christmas, obviously, because it's down under and everything's upside down. Okay, don't take any notice of that. That is live crafting at its silliest. Anyway, you guys get the idea. The deer should be facing up from the bottom. Okay, that's okay, we'll forget that. Anyway, so if my deer had been facing up the right way, hey, you guys are supposed to be watching me doing these things. I blame you all. Anyway, so there is this beautiful blue, and I agree, this was one that Karen used as well, this beautiful metallic balmy blue, no, is it Seaside Spray ribbon, which has got sort of lovely glitter to it. And I will get my scissors. It's just totally thrown me now. I've gone upside down. It's totally thrown my concentration. Anyway, so I'll cut like about, I don't know, 20 centimetres, 10 inches of ribbon. Yes, Lisa, I have gone upside down, yes. Pretending, I'm covering that with my hand now. I'm covering that with my hand so you can't see that the deer is basically dancing on the ceiling. It's the Lionel Richie deer dancing on the ceiling. Okay, so I'll just pop the piece through there and fold it through like that. That's right, I'm going to call him Lionel from now on, and pull that tight, and there's your little tag. So there we go. Actually, I've got it up that way. Oh, I should put it through the other way. Hang on. Put it through that way. No, that way. I'm just a bit picky with my tag. Not that this one matters. This one isn't going to be going anywhere. I just, so many times I put the card front on back upside down or back to front, or I don't know. Anyway, that's all right. It's exciting. It's Christmas. I'm still a bit fuzzy-headed from Friday night's Christmas party, so that's all right. I'll blame that. Okay, I'm not really. I'm just tired. So we had a dance. You should have seen me dance, guys. I danced. I had one of those, and I don't know if hang on, I'm just checking who was watching. If Sandy's still watching, I don't know whether it's a thing in America, but they had a thing called a silent disco, which was basically everybody in the room had a pair of headphones, and when you went up to dance, you popped your headphones on, and you could hear music in your headphones, right? So I'll turn that upside down. So you could hear music in your headphones, and there were 3 different channels, so you could pick through one of 3 songs that you wanted to listen to. So the dance floor was full of these people listening to these headphones, dancing away and singing and doing, you know, the nutbush limits and all those sorts of things. And because it was so quiet, the rest of us could sit around and talk, which was really good, because you know what Christmas parties are like normally. You just can't hear yourself think because of all the music. So this was really cool. There's all these people with different headphones on with different colours, because each channel had a different colour. And, you know, and they were dancing away and stomping and having a lovely time. So, of course, I grabbed my headphones and I joined the young ones on the dance floor, which was absolutely hilarious and so much fun. It was like peer group pressure, because if you were listening to one track and everyone else was listening to another, they sort of motioned to their headphones and you had to change over, so we were all listening to the same thing. Anyway, so that's enough of my Friday night. Here we go. There's my 3. We'll forget about the deer who's dancing on the ceiling. That is the beautiful gift tag that I got from Karen Farquhar. Thank you, Karen, if you ever watch this video. And let's say we all case each other anyway, so we all copy, which is such a great thing to do. So here they are. I don't know, actually thinking about it, where you would write on it. It's just too pretty to write on, maybe at the back here. Or maybe you just make another plainer gift tag and have it 2 gift tags on your gift. So, but they are lovely. I'm going to make some more of those. I'll make a deer one where the deer's not upside down. So that's day 10, all done and dusted. Thank you very much for joining me this Sunday, giving me your Sunday morning. I will go and finish my the rest of my day and get my washing done and all those sorts of things that we do on Sundays before work tomorrow. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great week. Oh, actually, I'll see everybody hopefully see everyone for day 11 tomorrow. Didn't think I'd get this far. I might actually do an actual Christmas card. Who knows? I have seemed to have been steering away from Christmas cards for the last few days. So I will see you all tomorrow. It'll probably be after work. I work till 5 o'clock local time, so it's going to be an evening one. But hopefully I'll see some of you then. Thanks everyone. I'll talk to you later.